and you're watching the News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Today the Supreme Court came down hard on the governments of West Bengal and Tamil Nadu after the screening of the Kerala story was restricted in these two states. The Chief Justice of India asked when the film can be screened in the rest of the country in places that have a similar demographic profile, then why should it be banned in West Bengal? As for Tamil Nadu, he said that if a law and order situation is indeed being created, what is the state government doing about it? The state cannot look the other way when theatres are being attacked and chairs are being burnt. Mind you, while the Mamata government has put a formal ban on the Kerala story, Tamil Nadu has conveniently gone along with a shadow ban, which means that when theatre owners were threatened with damage to their property and groups like the Tawheed Jamaat held a protest, the state government pretty much sat on its hands and eventually cinema halls themselves stopped the screening of the film. Today, both Tamil Nadu and West Bengal were asked, will the viewers decide the fate of a film, or will the state let extra constitutional authorities, protesters, so-called elements which threaten the law and order in the state decide whether a film can be screened or not? And are governments simply going to stand by and let extra constitutional elements dictate terms to it by threatening lawlessness? Despite the reprimand though, both parties remain unfazed.
No, we have taken a position. The West Bengal government has banned the exhibition of Kerala story in West Bengal. Earlier, the Tamil Nadu government had done the same thing. I have seen that BJP ruled states have made the Kerala story film tax. We are not in agreement with that. We think Kerala story will deepen the communal divide. Let the Supreme Court give a final verdict.
And because there was no traction, the theatre owners did not play the movie because, you know, it runs on profit. So if there are no takers, then why will they play the movie? It's simple. The government had no role in it. In the media where he clearly said that there was no uptake for the movie, and that's why we are taking it away from the theatres. That's obvious. They run on profit.
So here's the interesting thing. When the Chief Justice asked today why the Kerala story cannot run in West Bengal, when other states with similar demographic profiles have screened the film, it got me thinking. So I actually went and checked the demographic profile of West Bengal vis-a-vis others. Here's what I found. West Bengal has a 27% population of Muslims and has banned the films. However, the same film is running in states like Assam, which has a 34% population of Muslims, and Uttar Pradesh with almost a 20% population of Muslims. Ironically, even the state of Kerala itself, where the film is based, hasn't banned it. Mind you, Tamil Nadu, where the film sees a shadow ban, has a minuscule 6% population of Muslims. So the question then is, if all these states can, why can't Bengal and Tamil Nadu? Hasn't the excuse of ban imposed to ensure security been called out? If the film has been screened peacefully across India, what excuse these two governments have? Or is this simply abdication for the sake of appeasement?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us on the debate, Guru Prakash, national spokesperson of the BJP, Tushar Gupta, senior editor at Swarajya, Vikraman R, spokesperson of the VCK. My first question is to you, Mr. JP Majumdar, state vice president and spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and it's the question actually which has been asked of the Supreme Court. If other states can screen the film, why can't West Bengal? Same demography. Assam, in fact, has more Muslims, 34% Muslims. The chief minister went to watch the film. Everyone else is watching the film. But West Bengal, with 27% of Muslims, cannot ensure law and order. Why is that?
This is the same reason why Narendra Modi, as chief minister, has banned in 2006 Hona, is the famous Hindi film. In 2007, Parzania, another famous Hindi film. 2009, Firak, another famous Hindi film, certified by the censor. And Narendra Modi, as chief minister in Gujarat, he has banned the thing. And again, I will tell you, these are the same reasons.
Let me just stop you for a second. No, hold on a second, sir. Hold on a second. You don't have to answer Narendra Modi or the BJP. Answer what the Chief Justice said. And let me say at the outset, hold on a second. Let me say at the outset, because we are the ones asking the question, not the BJP, the ban on any film, whether it is Parzania, whether it is Fana, whether it is the BBC documentary, is ill-advised. It shouldn't happen. People should get to watch all of them, then decide whether they believe in it or not. That is the stated position. Now answer me, sir, and answer the Supreme Court Chief Justice actually. If Assam can run it, if UP can run it, if Kerala can run it, why can't West Bengal?
Madam,
Kerala hasn't banned the film. Even though Mr. Vijayan has criticized the film, they haven't banned it. Why have you banned it?
Madam, your long question, repeating yourself time and again and acting as the judge and the jury. Please
Not the judge at all, sir.
No, don't
I am
do that.
acting simply as an advocate of the people. My question isn't long. You didn't answer it, so I had to repeat it. If Assam can run it, UP can run it, Kerala can run it,
madam,
why can't West Bengal? That's my simple question.
Please, madam, don't create media narrative through questions only. Please allow me to answer.
The question is the Chief Justice's, not mine. Go on, sir.
Okay, now please. Chief Justice has asked the lawyers. He hasn't given any verdict. He has asked for the answer from the two states. It will be taken over. They will give them the reason. And thank God, the media persons are not ruling the state. Because the state head is supposed to keep the law and order in check. And we should not forget, anticipating anything is the preemptive measure, like Rajiv Gandhi took banning the famous book of Salman Rushdie here in entire India. It is in anticipation. So please, there is anticipation here. There are problems going on, and such film may divide the
What is the problem,
society.
sir? So let's hear it. What is the anticipation you have? What is the problem?
Because it will create disharmony in the society. The film is about conversion. It's not about ISIS. The filmmaker in the court said it is about ISIS and it's a fiction, and came out of the court and said it's a fact and it's about conversion. They have said,
sir, you are dodging my question, sir.
You have to correct yourself. 32,000 conversion took place.
Now you are again going on a completely different tangent. I'm asking you specifically again, sir, what is the specific nature of threat in West Bengal that neighboring Assam does not have?
Neighboring Assam, they are seeing the problem everywhere. You are not reporting it. The problem between the Bengalis and Assamese, you are not reporting it. The law and order problem, because it's a BJP state.
Sir, I'm talking about the Kerala story. I'm talking about the Kerala story. I'm not talking about border problems. I'm talking specifically about Kerala story. You first said... Kerala story, the Chief Minister thought it may create problem. It may create law and order problem. It's under hard jurisdiction. And she has taken a decision. Then why is it not creating problem in Assam, which has a 34% population of Muslims?
Forget about Assam. No.
Why should we forget? What is the special nature of West Bengal with 27% population of Muslims that Assam does not have with a greater population of Muslims?
Let me tell you one thing. Have you seen that last Ram Navami thing? Where the BJP people came out with firearms and swords. And they instigated riots in Bengal not many days back. You have seen that.
So you are saying that you had to ban the Kerala story because the BJP would come out and start creating problems.
Of course, dividing appeasement politics being done by BJP. Because
why will the BJP attack theatres which is screening the Kerala story?
Propaganda film. These are the BJP propaganda film. They are trying to divide the society. And you see, all the BJP run state, they are doing the worst kind of appeasement by making it tax-free.
So let me just, hold on a second. We are going all over the place. I want to ask you a last question before I bring in Guru Prakash, because you are making some very interesting and rather serious allegations that the nature of threat you perceive, if Kerala story is allowed to run, is that there will be violence because the BJP will come out and create trouble on the streets of West Bengal
No, they
if
will
Kerala
instigate.
story is allowed to run?
They will instigate the other community. The way in Ram Navami, they have instigated the other community, peaceful. The Eid time, Ramzan time was going on. And they came out that they have entered the minority areas, clandestining the firearms and the sword.
Right.
And lalkar raha tha, je aa jao.
The BJP has a rather roundabout way of instigating violence in that case. Guru Prakash, quite a deep-rooted conspiracy. First you got Kashmir, the Kerala story made. Then you had it screened. Then you will go to Bengal. Then you will say, look, Kerala story is playing. Now let's have violence.
Thank you so much, Padmaja. I sincerely hope that since we are discussing freedom of speech and expression, we would have appropriate time and an amicable atmosphere to discuss ideas freely and without any interruption. Padmaja, I am reminded of a quote by Christopher Hitchens. It's a very interesting quote wherein he says that those who are determined to be offended will discover a provocation somewhere. We cannot possibly adjust enough to please the fanatics, and it is degrading to make the attempt. This is what Christopher Hitchens has said. Now let me quote Rabindranath Tagore. West Bengal or Bengal is a land of Renaissance. In the original works of Rabindranath Tagore, he has said that there are two religions on earth which have distinct enmity against all other religions. These two are Christianity and Islam. I am asking the TMC government, are you going to ban Rabindranath Tagore as well? Point number one. Point number two, Padmaja, freedom of speech and expression is the foundation of our constitutional ethos. Please have the democratic principles here, sir. Thank you so much. So freedom of speech and expression is a fundamental right. It is a constitutional foundation. Any sort of ban, and let me make this very clear, you had the choice, you could have boycotted the film. Why did you ban the film? Boycotting is Gandhian and banning is Hitlerian. So it is clear now that the West Bengal government, the TMC government is Hitlerian in nature. We were not speaking, Padmaja, this is not the way to debate.
Please explain. Banning BBC document, please explain.
No, okay, so he has a point here. He has a point here. Respond to this also. Respond to this also in 30 seconds. You said banning is Hitlerian. That goes against what you did with the BBC documentary on Gujarat as well, Guru Prakash. It should be sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander. You lose the moral high ground.
Padmaja, I was not speaking when my friend from TMC was speaking. As a constitutionalist, as a Democrat, I think we should be given the same courtesy, the same respect. Thank you so much. So yes, are you going to ban Rabindranath Tagore as well? Is Rabindranath Tagore provocative enough for you? And you are talking about banning. The violence during the Ram Navami procession were much before the release of the film. How are you going to justify that? We have to understand one simple thing. That is a murder of constitutional ethos that is happening every day in the state of West Bengal. Have you forgotten after the election results?
Okay, Mr. Majumdar, you simply answered this, alright? You simply answered this. If today, hold on a second. Both the politicians here are on extremely shaky ground because both of your parties have a dodgy history when it comes to banning what you don't agree with. So today, sir, if you are trying to justify the ban on the Kerala story, are you saying BJP's ban on the BBC documentary was good and justified? Because they also preempted law and order issues, Mr. Majumdar.
After independence, there has been more than 170 films banned by Indian government and several.
Sir, answer the question with a yes or no. Mr. Majumdar, do you agree with the BJP's ban on the BBC documentary if you think your ban on Kerala story is legitimate? Yes or no?
BJP at path their will, they are taking decision. Then these are all right decisions. When Mamata Banerjee for a kind of decision to keep law and order, that particularly BBC document did not put anything on the law and order.
Sir, that is not, see, this is very convenient interpretation of what is problematic for law and order. What you don't like is problematic for law and order. This, by the way, is not the first documentary or the first author that even you have banned, sir. You have banned a Bengali film which, by the way, was poking fun at the left government also. But because they had some allusions to TMC, you got them also banned. You are not mentioning that. So let's be very clear here. Freedom of speech cannot be subjective. Very quick, 30 seconds, Guru Prakash. I want to bring in Mr. Vikraman and Tushar Gupta as well. Go on.
Padmaja, this is the third time I was constantly being intervened by the TMC spokesperson. I am capable and competent enough to raise my voice, but since I am representing the world's largest political outfit, I am here with some grace and humility. As far as BBC documentary is concerned, there are judicial evidences, judicial examples to establish that it was a propaganda. Number two, if we talk about love jihad as a term was coined by BJP or RSS. I want to ask him, Kerala STF has given an example of 5,000 such cases. Eastern Syro Malabar Church have spoken about love jihad in its press memorandum in 2020. Uman Chandi, the chief minister in 2012, has said that more than 6,000 girls have converted due to love jihad. How do you explain that? We have to understand one simple thing. And I'm again saying this. You had the choice. The people of West Bengal would have gone the film. Had they not liked the film, they would have boycotted it. Who are you to decide on the behalf of people of West Bengal?
And that is exactly what the court also today said, Mr. Majumdar. That the quality of a film will be decided by the people, not by the government. By the way, I want to show you images, visuals of the day that your government announced a ban. In Havda, people who had paid for their ticket were dragged out of the theatre by policemen. If you are fearing such a law and order situation, such a threat, Mr. Majumdar, maybe some of these policemen could have been sent to arrest the troublemakers instead of dragging out law-abiding, money-paying cinema goers out of the theatre. It seems that they are the real threat to law and order. You are dragging out people, citizens, out of the theatre.
I will give you two examples, ma'am. 1 minute. That similar reasons. What are the reasons? As I told you before, my BJP friend may answer with humility what he is saying. That why Fana was banned.
Sir, I am asking you, let's not go down this road of what about because I have said at the outset, both of you are on extremely dodgy ground when it comes to your ideals of free speech. Both of your parties have banned films when you don't like them. I am asking you a simple question. Answer your voters of West Bengal who were dragged out by the collar from a theatre. Why did you drag them out from a theatre? Mr. It is wrong. It is wrong. I am saying it is wrong. Now answer my question. Why did you drag out these people from the theatre? What is the law and order problem they were causing, sir?
I am giving you because why you are not ready to listen to the other cases?
Because, sir, you are not answering the question.
No, I am answering. You have to listen. That Fana was banned by Modi as CM.
It's wrong.
Now listen, there was a marriage or love between a Muslim.
Sir, there is no debate. It is wrong. It is wrong. Now answer me. Why are you dragging out citizens of West Bengal from a theatre? Why are you dragging out citizens of West Bengal from a theatre in Havda?
Look, I hope you are not biased. Why you are not ready to listen to anything against Modi?
Because I have said that there is no debate about it. A ban on Fana is as wrong as a ban on Kerala story. It is a settled debate. No one can justify a ban. But you are trying to avoid the question, and I think that is amply clear to the people watching right now. Now let me come, sir. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Everyone tries to avoid the question, which is uncomfortable. You said there is a law and order problem. If there is a law and order problem which was being anticipated, then you should have sent these policemen to the ones threatening law and order and not set them upon innocent citizens. Now let me bring in Mr. Vikraman. The court was clear today, the Chief Justice was very clear, Mr. Vikraman, that if Tawheed Jamaat and company are on the streets of Madras, of Chennai, and are threatening theatre owners, it's your job to ensure that security is provided. The state cannot say, what can we do? There is such a huge threat. The state is supposed to ensure that theatres get security. Why did you not do that and ensure the film runs?
Okay, with due respect, Ms. Padmaja Joshi, I do not want any interruptions while I'm talking. Give me 2 minutes of uninterrupted version. I can talk. All right. The point is, I'm given only few minutes to talk, so I hope there will be some civility while I talk. The point here is, in Tamil Nadu, there is no ban on the film. Tamil Nadu police have given proper protection to the theatres while the film was screened. It was a decision of the Theatre Owners Association. They have decided not to screen the movie. It was not on the part of the state government to force the theatre owners to screen the movie. That is unconstitutional and that is undemocratic. And there is another point which I would want to counter. You've been saying Tamil Nadu doesn't have a much number of population as compared to Kerala. Muslim population is lesser in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal when compared to Kerala and other states. I would want to counter here. It is not the matter of population, how many Muslims are there in the state, how many Christians are there in the state. If the sentiment of even one person is hurt, it is not allowed in democracy. That is the beauty of democracy, and democracy should function that way.
No, that is antithetical to the idea of democracy. The idea of democracy is that I will support your right to say something, even if I don't agree with it. That is the idea of democracy. What you are saying is almost a recipe for chaos, where everyone can stand up and say, I am hurt, ban this. I am hurt, ban this. You literally said even one person is hurt, we will not allow it.
With due respect,
tomorrow somebody will say,
I
am hurt, you have a moustache. Ban moustaches.
I was saying,
I am hurt with people who have hair. Hair will be banned.
May I?
I mean, this is literally the opposite of democracy, sir. And by the way, let me make it very clear. The idea of demography, hold on. The idea of demography, Mr. Vikraman, was brought in by the Chief Justice, who said, why is it that when other states, hold on, Mr. Vikraman, listen to me. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, listen to me. 10 seconds, listen to me. The idea of demographic profile of a state was brought in by the Chief Justice, who specifically asked, why is it when other states with a similar demographic profile can screen the film peacefully, West Bengal cannot do it? He specifically mentioned to demography. That is why it was brought in. Tushar Gupta, quick rebuttal, 30 seconds. I want to go back to Vikraman.
Let me expose the hypocrisy of both the spokespersons from Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. Firstly, from Tamil Nadu, in 2014, a movie was released in December that caused great monetary losses to the distributors and theatre owners. So much loss that they requested the superstar who starred in that movie to compensate them. But that request came at least 4 weeks after the movie was in the theatres. Now, Padmaja, we have been following Bollywood for years now. We all love to follow the industry, or even any film industry for that matter. No theatre owner can gauge how a movie will do in the first 2 days of its release. In Tamil Nadu, the theatre owners somehow predicted that ये तो पहले दूसरे दिन ही flop हो गई है, इसे हटा देते हैं. That is the hypocrisy that we are witnessing in Tamil Nadu. Now let's come to West Bengal. In West Bengal, Mr. Majumdar says there is a potential law and order issue which we want to avoid. The people who have seen the movie Padmaja, they say that the plot of the story is inspired from a Netflix series which also deals with the same subject. Now, I did not see the West Bengal government making any hue and cry about it. They don't even know that such a series exists. So it's not about the law and order, Padmaja. This is selective banning to ensure that the appeasement politics goes on. They are not looking at sensitive literature, because if they had, there are plenty of documentaries and series on ISIS, which Majumdar was calling a fiction. ISIS is very real, sir. If you have not Googled, please Google. Okay. ISIS is very real. So this is the hypocrisy of both West Bengal and Tamil Nadu.
Let Mr. Vikraman respond first. And by the way, when you say people took it off themselves, let me quote to you what the theatre owners said. They said, we want to protect our theatres and we have to think about the interest of the audience. So this, it is not making profits, is a smokescreen. That film is close to making 100 crores. All right. It is one of the largest grossers. It has crossed Ponnai Selvan. It's Hindi dubbed version. So people are watching it where they are allowed to watch it. You and West Bengal have put shadow bans or an actual ban. So people want to watch it, sir. You are not allowing them.
200% humbug.
Humbug? If people don't want to watch it, how is it close to 100 crores?
2 has crossed many of the Bollywood blockbusters, and it is there is no solid proof of it. And I would want to counter it if you let me speak, okay?
Yes, go on.
See, I've already told you this, and I'm also reiterating it again. Once again, I'm reiterating. It is the decision of the theatre owners.
But why are they saying we fear for our
It is the
safety?
decision of the theatre owners.
They are
have
saying it out
decided
of
not
fear,
to screen
sir.
the movie because they want to protect the theatre from not running losses.
Exactly. No,
Losses?
They want to
What
protect the
losses?
interest of the
They
people.
are not protecting
because
from
they want to
losses.
protect the
They are
harmony of the
protecting
state.
from vandalism, and they are
They want
saying
to
it in
protect
as
the
many
harmony of the
words.
state.
They are trying to
They are in the
protect it
interest
from
of the,
vandalism. Okay, here's the thing,
audience.
sir.
They
You
do
know,
not want
your
to
idea of consent is this. You say,
want to
hi,
poison the
I am going to burn your house. Otherwise, sell it to me. Then I am forced to sell it to you. You say, oh, she consented to selling her house. This is your idea of manufactured
Nobody
consent.
said there is a threat of burning the theatres.
The theatre
Nobody
owner
has
has
said there is a
said,
threat
and I
of burning
quote,
the theatres.
we want to protect our theatres and we have to think about the interest of the audience. The theatre owner said this, and the Supreme Court of India today has said, Mr. Vikraman,
in the
that
interest of
if
the
there is a
audience.
threat,
Okay,
can
let
the
me answer.
state just
Let me
watch?
answer.
Are you saying the Chief Justice has no wisdom?
Audience is
I
not
have a
interested
simple-
in the movie. That
I
is
have
what
a
the
simple
theatre owners have
question.
said.
I have a simple
Audience is
question
not
for the
interested in the
gentleman
movie.
from
That
Tamil
Audience is
what
not
the theatre
interested.
owners
Guru Prakash, audience is not interested.
And also,
in
How do you gauge
Tamil
they are
Nadu.
not interested.
In other states,
So
audience
you
is
want
almost
the state
paid 100
government to
crores.
force the
Tamil
theatre
Nadu, they are
owners to
saying,
screen the
what
movie,
rubbish.
which they
By
are
the
not
way,
interested,
audience is
which
watching
they
it in
consider
Kerala
the
also.
Tamil people are not interested in the movie.
Okay,
That
people
would
are
be
not
draconian.
interested. Did you
That
do a
would be
poll? How do you know
draconian.
audience is not
So-
interested?
No, this is
People
so.
are not interested.
People are not interested. Okay.
Because
This
they
is
are
Guru
not so
Prakash.
interested in
Arrogant.
watching the movie. They are
First
not so
day
interested in
itself,
going to the theatre.
there was a poll and they said not
This is
interested.
just the sheer.
Guru Prakash.
This is just the sheer arrogance of the governments in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. Who has given you the moral authority? Who has given you the locus standi to think on behalf of the people? Let people think. They are wiser than us. हम जनतंत्र हैं. जनतंत्र में जनता सर्वोपरि होती है.
Theatre
Who
owners
are
have
you to
decided
decide
not
on
to
behalf
screen
of
the
them?
movie. Where
This
does
is
the state
clearly
government
a
come in
case,
place?
a murder of democracy. This is
State
murder of.
government cannot force, sir.
This is murder of democracy,
With
sir.
due respect,
This
I
is-
want to remind you of the Constitution.
You have to debate. I can outshout
State
you.
government
I can
cannot
outshout you, and let's waste the
interfere
time
in
of the
any
debate.
private
Let's
person's
waste the time of
property,
debate. Let's
private
waste. If you
person's
don't have any
business.
logical arguments, then please listen
Unless
to
and
it.
until
You
it is not
concede
in
the
the
debate.
interest of
You
the
don't have
public.
any logical argument. Now you are speaking in
Okay,
between.
one at a time, please.
Speak
One
some
at a time.
logic. Please
One at a
speak some
time.
logic and rationality.
30 seconds,
sir.
Guru Prakash, then Vikraman, back to you. Yes.
Do you have any logic?
Please.
And
please.
Mr. Majumdar. Yes, Mr. Majumdar, I'll coming back to you. Guru
when
Prakash.
you are bereft of any logic or rationality, you do this intervention. Please accept it. No one has given you the right to think on behalf of the people. It is the murder of constitutional ethos. It is the murder of democracy. Democracy is in coma in the state of West Bengal and in the state of Tamil Nadu. You are no one. Don't ever insult the mental faculties of our citizens. Don't ever give yourself the right. This is your sheer arrogance and sheer elitist attitude which thinks that you can think on behalf of them.
Okay,
Please
Mr.
accept
Majumdar.
it. We have a
You're trying
constitutional right.
to
We have a
make
constitutional
decisions on
foundation.
behalf of people.
The
Mr.
makers
Majumdar.
of the Indian Constitution.
Modi is the greatest autocrat we have found. He has banned without any reason the BBC document. Previously he has banned many films. And let me tell you, the question is about
Please
Kashmir
go
file.
into the
That was a genocide which is regrettable, but the genocide at Gujarat, that is a good genocide because the genocide caused by Narendra Modi.
Okay, fine. Of course, sir. When you bring in your bans from cartoons to cinema, it is for law and order. But when somebody else does it, it's fascism. It's this kind of hypocrisy that people see through so transparently. I'll give the final word to Tushar Gupta. If governments have to subject themselves to censure and scrutiny, and the court has to step in for something as basic as this, then so be it. Tushar Gupta.
You know, the lies being spewed by the TMC spokesperson need to be called out. He has no idea about the series or the documentaries that are running on Netflix India, which take up the sensitive issue of ISIS. He has absolutely no idea even about one of them, but he sits here and pretends as if the law and order becomes a huge issue because of the Kerala story. This is the hypocrisy, the shamelessness we need to call out, and this has nothing to do with law and order, Padmaja. This has only to do with political appeasement ahead of the elections of 2024. They want the truth to be suppressed. They want to paint a cosmetic picture of the events of the world so much that they sit here on national television and call ISIS a fiction, an imagination. That's all.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that. In the next hearing, it's going to be amply clear what the Supreme Court of our country, led by the Chief Justice, makes of this reasoning being given of law and order. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. Till then, always remember that on certain principles, this kind of hypocrisy and doublespeak needs to be called out across the board.